Hey, everybody. Welcome to another amazing and exciting adventure here in the world of aviation on the SL Aviation Network podcast. And we're proud to be broadcasting live today from the Mona area, the museum. And we're going to celebrate the grand opening this weekend with that, and that's why we're here today. And we've got some special guests joining us, and we've got a very special show lined up for you today. And I will go around the table and let everybody introduce themselves before we get started with the show proper. So, of course, sitting to my right is Mr. AW. Mr. AW, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks. We are expecting massive snowfall here in the real world, so it's nice to be in a place that doesn't have massive snowfall, even if it's virtual. So it's good to be back.
Yeah, we're bracing for that here too. My wife went to the grocery store this morning, and of course it was packed. Everybody buying milk and bread and eggs, and because they might be snowed in for a day or two and afraid they won't survive. But it's always people go into panic mode here when the storm warnings come out. But we're supposed to get 8 to 12 inches here, I think. I think your area there, AW, is even in the higher category. So
yeah, I think we're looking at post-foot numbers.
That's what they're saying. And so we have a representative here from NAS, and CJ Duke is here. CJ, how you doing? Did we lose CJ?
Let me see if he's muted here.
I'm going to turn on my.
Oh, maybe not in the Discord.
Oh, did he not come into Discord?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
unless the name's different.
Somebody tell him there in chat to come into Discord and come around here.
He's in there. What says Captain Kean? That's him.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not muted. So.
Okay. Well, maybe he had something happen. And okay, we'll come back to CJ here in a minute. Kyle, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing well. I am also expecting inclement weather this weekend, but I'm going to not let that kill my weekend. Well, I feel like we're going to have a blast here this weekend.
Yeah, I think so. And it's a great time to have a show because many of us may be snowbound. So hopefully the only fear I have with that is the power going out. So
that is mine as well.
Yeah, I think people in the South are probably a little more worried about that with all the ice that they're predicting down there. Okay, CJ's not sure what's happening. They're going to restart the sim. Oh, no. We may have to evacuate here, guys. Blake, go ahead and...
go ahead and go. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and
good timing.
Yeah, like a little bit of time. My name is Blake Coverdale, and I am with the Naval Flight Demonstration Team, also known as the Blue Angels, in Second Life. And I'm also with, obviously with NASA Naval Air Station, just like Duke is. So I'm here today, and I'm in California, Southern California, so we don't have any snow. We do have some rain clouds. I would love to have a little bit of snow, but you guys got it all. So, I lucked out, I guess. But, I'm glad to be here and looking forward to talking about things with everyone.
No, I don't think we
don't see any high winds in the forecast, so that's usually when you have the power issues. So I think you're going to be fine.
High winds or ice. Yeah, we got 236 seconds right now for.
So we'll still be on Discord for live.
Yeah,
but
So
we might have to bail for some other location for 5 minutes.
We may hear.
Okay.
Could go to Ginsel.
So they must have requested to have the sim restarted on Friday here for all the activities, maybe. So Blake, if you need some snow, we could probably send you some.
Yeah, I would like that FedEx or however you want to do it. I could definitely do that. But speaking of that, I want to just really quick remind everyone, the First Life Blue Angels are actually starting their season right now. They're out practicing down in El Centro, which is about 2 hours south of me.
Oh, cool.
And they're practicing, and their show season starts in March. And they usually go from March through November, and then they're home in Pensacola for Christmas for a few weeks. But their season starts now. But unlike them, the Second Life Blue Angels, we go year round.
Okay. Well,
I used to like to watch those guys practicing.
Really?
Up Rochester, there must have been a place where they went in the summer there.
Okay, we better go ahead and move out of here because that last couple minutes goes pretty fast for some reason. I'd say just go over to the next sim here, go out to the water or something, and we're still live and still broadcasting. So I'm gonna fly up here. Everybody's fleeing. It's the end of the world. Okay. Wow. And you get to see the magic of a sim disappearing and then reappearing. So
that's probably a good idea anyway to get it restarted.
So, and I think we're going to get to see a live demonstration of the Blue Angels flying. Is that true?
Yes, this is true.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Duke, are you with us now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you want to go ahead? I'll cam over here to where you're hanging in the air, and you could go ahead and introduce yourself and say.
Great.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm CJ Keehan. I'm a captain in the SL Navy, and also been in the Blue Angels for a bit, and hopefully we have a good solo show for you today. And we have a lot of aircraft coming, or aircraft shows coming. We have the 7th Fleet actually going to be performing with the Stingers and the Aardvarks, so that is going to be something new coming up on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good. Always good to have new teams, new shows to watch and everything. That always brings a new level of interest to the air show. So
true.
Probably expecting a big crowd here this weekend, I think.
Yeah, I think there will be.
Now, of course, I'm flying with Team Phoenix. Team Hawks had to drop out, sadly, due to a lot of real life going on and the team having trouble committing to practice times and stuff to get set up for the show. But hey, it's Second Life and that happens. So, we learn to adapt, but they will be back hopefully for the next show. Tell me, is this, and I've flown here twice now for practice, which sim is the show sim on? Is it this one?
Petra.
One over.
Okay, I'm going to bring up my map. Okay. So this is the show sim. So we could talk a little bit about that. People will actually be setting out on these sims, won't they, to watch on the sims. Is it Riccone and Imago? Is that and Donio? Will we have 3 bleachers or just one set of bleachers out? I don't know what the show setup is.
Let's see.
There's 2 sets. 2 sets of bleachers, one on the water and one on the runway.
Okay. But those won't be used, will they? Because they're keeping all the spectators off the sim where we have to fly in and out of?
That I'm unsure of, but I know that the one on the water is definitely going to be open.
Okay, yeah. So for those people off the main sim, what we have, it'll of course all be on the audio stream, and we'll have my radio HUD, MTFB radio player HUD available to everybody, so that you can listen to the stream for all the announcers. I'll be announcing. Let's see who else. Shadow will be announcing for the Blue Angels, and Doug Brentley will be announcing for Phoenix. So, and we'll have music during the shows and in between. So, and then we have some live stuff going on. In fact, Blake's going to be DJing this evening, aren't you, Blake?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now the mass exodus back to the broadcast tent. Okay. Uh-oh. Ooh, I thought I was lagging out there.
Yeah, I kind of lagged a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little better. I know in practice, especially the first week of practice, I went across that thing and I crashed. So I'm glad the sim was restarted. Okay, so let's see, and then we have, of course, some folks here visiting, and we'll talk to them in a minute. Metmez, how are you doing today, sir?
Hello, everybody. I'm glad that we have a podcast again. 4th week. No news from Canterbury. Everything is proceeding as usual. And the hot labs will become soon there. And we continue to wait for Hakiria. That's what I have to say.
Okay. Well, yes, I hope she's doing well. And if you talk to her, tell her we miss her greatly and hope she returns soon. So
I had contacted her 2 weeks ago, and no, she's not doing well.
Okay. Oh, well, she remains in our prayers then. So I hope she can beat this thing. Let's see what else. Okay, so we're going to do a practice run here. How do you guys? Maybe we could go ahead and show AW's video, and you guys could get set up for your practice run, and then once the video's done, we'll move out to watch your flight demo.
Oh yes, that sounds great. Is it okay I say one quick thing about the museum before I leave?
Sure.
Okay, great. Jade Bright Flame just wanted this read, so everyone has it. The Museum of Naval Aviation is the largest naval aviation museum in SL. Share the excitement of naval aviation's rich history and see all the beautiful built aircraft representing Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard aviation. These historic and some one-of-a-kind and SL aircraft are displayed both inside the museum's exhibit space and outside. Enjoy the museum's exhibits or hold your special events in the spacious museum ballroom, which is open to all. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the museum staff or a museum sponsor, contact Director, Nomad Aviator, or Curator Jade Brightflame. And I guess Michael Huntsman has been a real patron to making this possible. He did a lot of the work and everything, so a lot of credit goes to Michael Huntsman for making this museum possible.
Awesome. Okay. Yes, that's very good. I've got a video clip here. I just clicked on that we ran on the last podcast just to give everybody a brief glimpse. We don't want to talk too much about it because we want people to come and actually look at it and go through the tour here this evening. So,
and the anyway. Museum is on this sim, but it's up in the air. It's like
yes,
2,000.
Yeah, it's like
so up.
Yes, 1,500, 2,000, something like that, up in the air. So, very impressive. And I do thank Jade for making us MTFB radio station place there, a studio there, and we plan to be using that.
Velanissimo.
Yeah, Velanissimo.
Velanissimo. Let's come to Velanissimo and see all the planes.
Yeah, see the museum.
Museum.
Bunch of planes out there. That's why when you look at how many objects are on the sim, there's a lot of objects on this sim, and you look down there, and there's not that many down here. So they're all up there at the museum. Just about. It's impressive that there's that many different aircraft in Second Life, that you can buy and fly and play with. Always good. I wanted to do something here, if I can find up my nightmare of an inventory here, and bring up the card. I was going to make a slide for it, and I got busy. Mona lineup. I've got that up on the screen now, and I will bring us back up on the screen. I don't know. I think everybody can see that. So today at 4 p.m. Second Life time is a museum tour. 5 o'clock, the roulettes will be flying. 6 p.m. the landing contest, and 8 p.m. the dance party at the Windjammer Club. Music by Blake Coverdale. And anything you'd like to say about that, Blake?
Yeah, the Admiral gave me a playlist, and so I'm going to be taking a lot of the music from there, and a few other things, but it's going to be a pretty good thing. And I also want to continue something that TJ was covering about the museum, and that's the fact that there's over 120 aircraft. You were saying there's a lot of them up there.
Yeah,
over 120 aircraft, and this is actually the third stab at a naval aviation museum in Second Life. I believe that Jade Brightflame had founded the original, so this is the third one. Where she's hoping that this will be the final one, and I do. So. Yeah,
really, but it's very well done. 120 aircraft, So plan to come and spend the day here looking at airplanes. Saturday, January 24th, 7th Fleet has a presentation for us at 11:15. At 12 noon, the Whitehawks will be flying. 12:45, NAS Aerobats. 1:30, the French Air Patrol, PAF. And, of course, the Hawks had to cancel, so I think Trans, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Trans, you said something, the Blue Angels might do something to fill that gap. So let me know if there's anything planned officially for that time. And then at 3 p.m., come and join us up at the Starburst Ballroom. My cousin Billy Bob will be leading the band with Billy Bob's Psychedelic Underground Tribute Band and Calica's Acid Rock Light Show. You don't want to miss it. We'll have an hour of that psychedelic music, and then another hour of just some blues and rock and roll and some good dancing music. So you want to stop by for that for sure. Sunday, January 25th, kicking off the show will be Anemone wing walking at 12 noon. 12:45, Team Phoenix. 1:30, the Brazilian Smoke Squadron, EAR. 2:30, closing out the show, the Blue Angels. And then a dance party up at the Starburst Ballroom. I saw them setting up their equipment today. It's going to be pretty awesome. They got a lot of lights and smoke and all kinds of good stuff. It's a Bon Jovi cover band. So great entertainment, lots of fun going on here. And
go there for the smoke.
Yeah. And you don't want to miss it. Okay.
Luke?
Yes.
I believe that the Admiral just put in the chat that the Blue Angels will be covering for the Hawks tomorrow at that time period that you said. So that's confirmed.
Okay. So you get to see the Blue Angels 2 times this weekend. And speaking of that, we have a lot of folks here representing some of the other teams here. I'll just kind of cam around so you can catch them here on the video. And wave to the audience there, folks. And we do thank you for joining us here today. And there are free beverages over there, adult beverages. If you're flying, don't get any alcoholic beverages, but there is coffee over there for you, please. So, we don't want to get anybody grounded here. And we do thank you for joining us here on the SLAN podcast. And be sure to let your friends know. Yes, there's Abbott hand waving. So we're going to swing it over here to AW. And if you guys that are flying, this is about a 18-minute long video, so you'll have some time to get prepped and make sure you guys talk to me and let me know what's going on here with your flight and when you're ready to take off and all that. So AW, I'm going to turn the controls over to you now.
Okay. I don't know what to do with the controls. I'm a cat, so I'm going to knock them off the table. And I promise the video will at least have one stupid cat trick in it. So
okay.
If you've ever wanted to know everything there is to know about physics in Second Life, this is not the place to go. But you'll get at least some little tidbits of information and misinformation. So let's roll tape and go with it.
Here we go.
Hello, everyone. So what's this physics stuff about anyway? First of all, physics in the real world, scientific study of matter, its fundamental constituents, its motion and behavior through space and time, and the related entities of energy and force. So that's a little vague, but it's supposed to be because physics is kind of a grand thing. But in essence, we want to try to use physics to understand why things work the way they do out there in the universe outside of ourselves, or so we think. In Second Life, however, it doesn't necessarily mean that. There are three different uses of physics in Second Life that I'm going to talk about, and the first one is called Physics Engine, and that's the one I will talk about the least because it's really not that important. But Physics Engine is essentially a computer system that is part of the servers, not part of your viewer, but part of the Second Life servers, that tries to simulate real-world physics. In other words, when something goes up that's physical, gravity in the real world, if you're here on Earth, makes it come down. And that happens in Second Life because of the physics engine. If we didn't have a physics engine, they wouldn't be able to simulate things like gravity or the interaction between a physical object, such as an avatar, and a non-physical object, such as these prims. The second use of the word is called physics shape. And physics shape is a much more complicated subject. The third use of the word is called object physics. And essentially, object physics means whether or not something is quote-unquote physical. So I can demonstrate that by taking this cube, which I've already resed here. All right, so as you can see, we've got an object here. I had do a little edit, and this object is not set to physical. So when my physical avatar runs into it, there's just nothing that can happen. No matter how much force I apply to it, it won't go anywhere because this is not physical. Once it becomes physical, then as you can see, it falls with gravity. It bounces. It behaves in ways that are determined by the physics engine. When something's physical, you can tell because the little hand shows up instead of the usual pointer. There are a few features with physical objects, and with all objects actually: density, friction, gravity. Gravity doesn't mean the same thing as it does in real life. In real life, gravity is a universal force of kind of bending of space, and so, but here it doesn't mean that. It means how much of that sort of down acceleration is applied. And when I set it to 0, you can see there's just none, and it'll just keep on going because there's nothing stopping it unless I stop it. If I set a number that's a negative number, so we'll say negative 0.05, then it begins to lift all by itself. So it's sort of a negative gravity. If I set to say 0.09, it becomes still affected by this down acceleration of gravity, that we have this simulation of gravity, but it's the speed is less. And it acts like there's less of a force. This can be set to a very high number using a script, but here in the edit system, I think the highest you can go is about that. So I can still move it, but it's just not possible for me to push it with my avatar since it's got so much, 28 times the usual amount. So that's sort of what gravity does. You can see it goes faster than you would have with normal gravity. So this is a little bit tantamount to changing the gravitational constant of the local universe. So there's a few things that you can see are aspects of physical objects as opposed to non-physical. The thing that's relevant in vehicle use, which I'm sure you'll find, is when your engine is off, it doesn't have the hand, but when you turn the engine on, it does have the hand. So now it becomes physical, and although this is set so that you can't grab it, that's sort of a normal thing. Now the object interacts with its environment. So if we set this thing to not physical, which the cube is now not physical, you can see it just won't allow us to move no matter how much force we put, because the car is physical, the prim is not. If I make the prim physical, they interact because both of them are now affected by the physics engine. So if you've ever found that you go through a bad sim crossing, or you hit ban line or something where you get ejected by a orb or whatever, and then your car doesn't work, just go into edit and switch it back to physical, because when you go into a parcel where you're not allowed, they don't allow you to have physical objects, even if it got in because you were sitting on it. It becomes non-physical, so you just have to check that, and then you can get moving again. So that's a little bit about how you can tell the difference between something that's physical and not physical. So that was the second use of the word physics. The third use is what you call physics shape. And to illustrate this, I'm going to use the developer menu, which everyone has, but you have to enable it. Just search for developer menu among your settings. And once the developer menu is enabled, you go to render metadata, physics shapes. And now you can see there's this blue outline. The blue outline represents the shape that the physics engine sees. The physics engine doesn't see this car. It only sees the blue shape. And if I switch to wireframe, it's easier to see the physics engine. So you can see how this car has a physics engine that kind of looks like a slightly slanted rectangle. So it can go over small things in the road that might be in the way, like a curb or something. Whereas this cube, the physics shape is exactly the same as the cube. This spherical object, the physics shape is pretty close to the spherical object. In this airplane, the physics shape is not exactly the airplane, but it's close to the airplane. And what that means is, if I want to interact with the airplane physically, I'm not going to fall through the airplane as long as I'm still on top of the physics shape. But if I go to a section of the airplane that doesn't have the physics shape, that's when I begin to fall through. It would be the same thing with the airplane becoming physical. Once you start the engine, then this is the shape that will be acted on by the physics engine. Another thing that you can see the difference would be the difference between a physics shape that's called prim and a physics shape that's called convex hull. I'm going to show you this curved guardrail. This is a mesh that I made for a road system that's coming up. And you can see it works pretty well. You can sort of follow along. And if you're in your car, it'd be the same thing. If I get in the car and try to drive it along this guardrail, the guardrail should sort of block me in this curved fashion. So it works pretty well as a guardrail. Now, why am I talking about this? Because there's another option. If you go to edit your guardrail, your curved prim, or your curved mesh, I should say, go to features and it says physics shape type, and this is that third thing. We're talking about physics shape. If I switch this from prim to convex hull, look what happens. Now the shape looks a little bit like it's filled in, like it is truly a convex shape. And this is the shape. It kind of looks like a piece of a pie. And the car, because the car is being determined by the physics engine, the car can't go up against the inside shape of the guardrail. It can only go up against the outside shape because it's convex. And it doesn't even do it all that well, because you see the convex shape doesn't really follow the visual of the guardrail. So why don't we set everything to prim? Here's why. Everything has a cost, and there is a great cost to running the physics engine. And because Second Life is kind of running bare bones anyway, you don't want to overload the physics engine. And so what they've done is make it so that you can minimize it by having things like convex hull. And you can see how that affects things by looking at the prim equivalency. Right now it's land impact of 9, which isn't too bad for a large mesh that's curved like this. If you look at the mesh itself, it doesn't have that many triangles, but it is really big. I mean, this thing must be at least 30 meters. It's a big one. If I switch it to prim, works pretty good. But then if I make it physical, then you can see the difference in the land impact. So that will give you some idea of what the physics engine sees. 19. If I go back and set it to convex hull and then go physical, only 9. And this is why often when you get a large vehicle and then you turn the engine on, the physics engine just can't deal with it because it's too complicated. And so the land impact jumps. It might be 100 when the engine is off, and it could be 500 when the engine is on. And that's because the physics shapes are too complicated. Instead of just being simple convex hulls, if it's like a really complex sailboat where you're supposed to be able to walk around on the inside and it has all these different nooks and crannies, if you try to do that and then use the physics engine, which means you went physical, then the land impact is going to go way up because it stresses a server a lot. Anyway, the other thing about these sort of physics objects is that they can be made to interact with each other in sort of magical ways. So what I've done here is I have a sphere which is hollow, and you can see how it's hollow on the inside. And then there's another sphere which is linked to a plate. The sphere that's linked to a plate is physical, and the other one is not. And so it turns it into this little swing ride. So there's not scripted object. There's nothing happening here except the physics of Second Life. Now, I've done experiments like this, but this particular one, someone who was visiting my shop showed it to me, so I've just recreated it for you. There's a lot that you can do with the physics engine, using things like friction and so on. And friction will be the last thing I'll cover because I don't want to take up too much time. Friction is quite strange in Second Life. It doesn't really work correctly with vehicles, probably because vehicles have their own system. There's like a vehicle physics that's not quite the same as regular physics. But you can see I'm going up this ramp, but the ramp is set to have a certain friction. And the friction right now is, I think, it's either 0.1 or it's 0. So because I have my own physics, the avatar, of course, is physical. Because this ramp is set to 0 friction, I'm going to slip. But then sometimes I don't. Now, why is that? The reason is all this stuff is happening on the viewer side, and there are only a certain number of updates that the server will send you. So sometimes you get stuck. You probably noticed this with guns and things like that. Some things look like they got stuck, but you actually did make contact. If I set this to a higher friction, let's say I set it to 100 instead of 0, now I shouldn't slip at all, even if I angle this up like that. I still don't slip. Let's angle it up even more. And if you've ever noticed, hey, there are some of these ramps that I can walk up with my avatar, but there are other ones I just slip down. Well, if you have edit rights on things, you can adjust that by changing the friction. So I could change this to the highest friction, which is 255. And we'll just set this to local so I don't keep making weird things. So this is almost like climbing straight up a wall. You can kind of get it just about there. If it's straight up 90 degrees, your avatar is not going to be allowed by the physics engine to go up it. But it only needs to be a few degrees for your avatar to be able to scale that like that. Almost. I just need to just run. Almost. So we're almost there. So before I go, I just wanted to mention that, have you ever noticed that sometimes objects will just sort of jump and bounce and act really weird? The reason is because the physics engine in Second Life is actually quite primitive, and it doesn't like objects occupying the same space. So if if any one of them has physics enabled, which this one it does, it just doesn't want it in there, and it's going to try to make it. It's just going to try to get it out of there by any means necessary. And when you have like a vehicle, and if it occupies the same space as a large prim, let me make a cube, then bad things are going to happen. See, when it starts to do this bouncing stuff, and it just does not want to. The physics engine is going to try to resolve this situation somehow, and it sometimes, see, this is what I'm talking about, where it can't figure out what to do, and there it goes, off-world. So there you go. So this hopefully will explain a few things about physics and Second Life and why things work the way they do. This is not intended to be expert advice. This is just what I've found so far. So thanks again. See you next time.
Okay, class, any questions before I pass out the quizzes?
No, actually, I found that really, really, really interesting.
That was very good. Very good, AW.
That was very, very helpful. It resolves all my problem I had writing and constructing the things. Very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'll post the video up as a standalone there in the podcast playlists.
Oh,
If somebody wants to go back and rewatch it, because it is very good. It answers a lot of questions, right?
absolutely.
And shows us how complex our world here is, and what kinds of things have to happen just for us to walk around or fly a plane or whatever.
It kind of makes me want to create a gallery of those interlocking objects where you can move them together and like turn it into a ride.
Yeah, it'd be like a really good amusement park ride, to have to walk through the fun house with all the shifting floor tiles or something.
Yep.
Would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you can call it Physics Land. I like it.
Yeah. I have a video posted up there that Quinn Avery made about where he made a bunch of little physics engine stuff that he did, experiments. It was really fascinating too. A bunch of little gimmicks and gadgets that he had. That was a lot of fun to do. And I'm still picking up some of his balls and things that he threw around on Gencel. And that was a couple, 3 years ago that he did that. So that does happen when you start messing with physics. You lose.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to make them temporary before you
Yeah.
start messing with them.
Yeah, because they go all over the place.
They do.
Anything else, AW, you want to say?
Well, I will say that the original of this was almost double the length.
Okay.
And that was me trying to keep it short. So this is a huge topic, and I think you could go on indefinitely, mostly about how it's broken. How they try to make it into real physics, but it's not. It's broken in a lot of ways. So that's what we need to know about the things that are broken, so that you can explain. Like people say, well, why did this vehicle suddenly start bouncing off into space?
Right.
And it's never the scripting. It's almost always something with the physics. And that's just one of many little failures that happen. So it's nice to be able to understand at least a little bit about them. And of course, this is all trial and error, trying to figure out how it really works.
Right. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. But you've really, I got a lot of, you heard comments here, and I had some IMs come in while it was going on, that people said, this is really good. I've never saw this before, So that's good. Education is a important factor here, and AW is really good at it. And we do thank you. He was worried that video was going to be too long, and I said, no, I think people are going to be really interested in this subject. So,
well, that's good. I'm rather like long stuff. I'm not really when the video they send these shorts to you on YouTube, I always click the little X. This is show fewer shorts.
Yeah. I mean, some are okay, but I like to watch, in-depth videos if I can. I learn more that way.
We'll watch it again, because there are lots of very interesting and important things there. So I'm contacting a lot or two, but I have had these problems you have explained now. Very good. Thank you.
Yes. Very good.
I didn't even go into density.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I had a whole section on that, and I had to cut that because it was just too long.
Just make that for another video. We'll do that on the next podcast. We're going to talk about density today. Okay. That's good. Okay. The two of the Blue Angels are out on the runway getting ready to take off and do a little demo. Do I have somebody here? Blake, can you kind of narrate what's going to happen here?
Yeah, the Admiral and Duke that was here earlier, the two of them are out on the tarmac right now. They're going to be doing what we call Blue Angel solos, and they're going to be doing some maneuvers and everything like that. And so, they were just waiting to get the green light from you, so you can get them up off the ground.
Can you go ahead and give them the green light then?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
I'm going to cam out here, and we're going to watch the show. And feel free to I don't have my chat open to see what they're saying or anything. If you can kind of narrate what's going to happen, that would be really great.
Yeah, I'm actually not really sure what they're going to be doing.
Okay,
as far
okay.
As but I just let them know that you gave the green light for them to
All right.
get boogieing.
So I'm cammed in on them, and they are free to go.
There they go.
Quick takeoff, man. Oh, my camera caught there a little bit, but wow. Right off with some barrel rolls. Looking good. I wish I had a different water setting there, but I'm not going to try to change it right now. So they're moving on over to the show sim there. And forming up here. Don't know if I'll be able to follow them all the way out or not. I'll try here. They're breaking apart now. Coming back around, I assume, to do some opposing maneuvers.
Yeah,
some head-to-head. Going to do a knife edge pass, maybe. Those are always fun.
Yeah, it looks like Duke just went into the far sim, so maybe they're going to come around and do it from far.
Yeah. I just have my draw distance set to 512, so hopefully I'll pick them back up again when they come on here. I don't see either one of them right now.
Admiral's coming around in Angel 1. It's coming from the left, actually, of the airfield.
Okay.
And they should be meeting, I think, in the middle in Tetra.
Okay. I don't know which one I'm on because I got my part of my UI shut off, so I think I'm on Tetra. I followed them out here where they broke. So we'll see if we can pick them up again. I'm not... Okay, I got them spotted now. Yeah. They're going right in front of...
up the nose maneuver.
Yeah. Front of the viewing stand right there. Okay, yeah. They did the opposing barrel roll right there. Very good. I'm going to come back over here. Here's the viewing stand for the show tomorrow. We got some folks out here watching. And I'll get around here behind them. I hate to go up above 512 for my draw distance because it might get a little laggy, but we'll see. They go off the sim. We lose them for a minute. They come back on.
Yeah, I see Duke over in Riccione right now, and he's turning toward Imago.
I'm just alt following one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following Duke at the moment. I keep switching back and forth.
I'm using my controller to follow them, so I guess if I went out and come back and tried to lock on them, I probably could do that. Just don't want to miss their next maneuver. I'll try that after they get done with this one.
I'm all following them, and I have zoomed out the view with, I guess it's Control 8, I think.
Yeah. I hear them. I hear them before they come back on my camera. I got my draw distance set to 512, but I'm losing them as they go out there. Yeah, there they are. They're coming back around now. Little bump as they cross the sim. High Alpha Pass right now, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like the Dolphins when they
Yeah.
put the ball up on the nose and they
Yeah.
kind of flap their way across the pool, you know?
Very cool. I'm going to turn that marker off on my map here when they get back around there. They're holding a good position there, holding formation. Very good. Okay. I'm going to zoom back in on us here. Open my map up here just a second, hopefully.
Look, if they just did the alpha right now, I believe the next maneuver is going to be a mirror knife.
Okay, good. I'm going to clear out this map thing here so I don't have that bar sticking up there. Clear out my map. See if I can find them and to do the alt cam lock on them. It might be better than trying to follow them with the joystick and controller, but I've lost them here.
Yeah, me too.
I'll come out here.
Yeah.
I see them on the mini map. I got my mini map back up here, and they're coming back around here. Yeah, they're turning and coming at us now. Should be, yeah, there they are. Okay. Now I'm locked on them. I don't know how far I can follow them around here, but we'll see.
I totally forgot that she had given me a schedule like a month ago for the solos.
Oh, yeah.
And, so
Okay.
this is called the mirror knife.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool maneuver.
It's almost like a double firewall, but you're doing it sideways.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
I've tried to do this in simulator, and you got to stomp on the rudder pretty hard in order to stay,
I bet you do.
stay
Go around there and
sideways.
let's see how close they are together right here. They are holding a good formation there. We might get to see how the physics work here. No, they're doing good. They're holding her apart. Whoa, looking good, guys. Looking good. See if I can stay locked on them here. Oh, I lost them. It's a bad thing. I'll try to cam out again and catch them because that worked really good, just doing the alt lock on them.
Yeah, my viewer is just not getting updates anymore, so now it just looks like they flew into the parcels. That's another weird thing about Second Life. Not everybody sees the same thing because it's all
Yeah.
viewer updates. Sometimes you don't get one, and then it looks like somebody just went off the world, but they're still there.
Yeah, right.
Right now they're flying directly at the at where the show line
Right.
is.
I see them. I have them. I can see them on my mini map. Let me see if they haven't popped back up on my screen yet. I hear them.
I think they're going to just do a flyover now.
Maybe.
Oh,
There they are. No,
Nice.
there they are. I'm just seeing trans right now.
they split.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got
That
I'm
maneuver
locked
that they
on.
just did. That was called a tuck away cross that they just did.
Right, and I missed it. Sorry, they weren't resin on my screen yet, so I couldn't get them. They're all back of going from across sims instead of just doing it on one sim. Sometimes your audience
Now I'm just
loses.
the static view right behind the grandstand is pretty good.
Okay, I've got them.
They're both coming in right now, and they're going to be performing a knife.
Yeah.
Heading right at
If you're watching on YouTube, I've got them locked on. I'm locked on trans right now. Yep, there you go. Look good. Look good, guys. Nice maneuver.
Yeah, the next maneuver coming up is actually an extension of what they just did, and it's very, very difficult to do. I know I've done it with them, and it's not easy. It's called a KLR knife loop, and I believe that's what's on the. You're going to be seeing that here in about 25 seconds.
Okay, I'm back on Twister now. Is Twister? What's Twister doing? Oh, he just come in the sim. Okay, I thought I locked on him.
I think he might have lagged out.
Okay, I see. I'm gonna try to get
No, I
back
see
out
what
here.
they're doing. They're coming in from behind the show. Then they're coming up down the middle.
Okay, I see him now. I got him. Let me see if I can lock on him now. There we go. Oh no, I missed it. Shoot.
Yeah, they did like a cross pattern right above the grandstand there.
Yeah.
It looks like they skipped over that when they did the sneak. The real life, physical life Blue Angels do that too. They come up behind the crowd when they're least expecting it.
Yeah.
The solo shoot past over the top of them from behind. It usually scares the hell out of everyone.
I've actually got a video posted up on my channel here of the real Blue Angels doing that.
Pattern is full.
They do it at about 700 miles or so. It's pretty loud.
It scares the crap out of you because that one guy comes down the runway about 20 feet off the runway, and it's pretty scary.
I used to live on this water ski lake that had a slalom course on it, and that was whenever there was an air show in town, they used our lake to practice as a target. So the loudest thing I think I ever heard was a P-51 doing a full throttle low pass like that right over the lake. It just sounded like it's going to blow my ears out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom and dad used to live right next to a training base, Camp Atterbury, that's still active here. And I was out raking leaves in the yard one fall, and a guy came over treetop level right over the house. I think he was in A7, I think it was. That's what National Guard flew here. And
Corsair?
You talk about diving in a pile of leaves. I mean, it's just like an explosion going off right over you. And I didn't hear him till he was right on top of me, you know. It's like, wow. Something everyone ought to experience at least once.
Oh boy. Now they got their gear down.
Okay.
What's that other plane that looks like a Corsair, but it's not? It's like a Mach 2 fighter.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it is. Okay, they're coming in for a landing.
It's got that weird mouth in the front.
Yeah.
The A6?
No, it's an F type plane.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the Corsair. It looks like the A7, but it's a Mach 2 fighter.
Yeah, that thing, the air intake for that thing is notorious for taking a couple guys out a year. When I was in the real life military and when I was in the Navy, we'd lose about 2 to 3 guys a year on the aircraft carrier to get sucked into the intake. And
of an A7?
Yeah, that thing was it's very scary. Nobody wanted to work around it.
Yeah, Crusader.
That's it.
Avidan Avidan just posted. Yeah, that's
they
right.
They look very much the same, but they're not the same.
Okay, taxiing in now. It's always good when everybody lands safely.
I still see the air show smoke.
Yeah, he's still. I think Trans has his smoke on there. Going right up and getting up close and personal here. Gonna smoke us out.
Yep. Maybe we should make a virtual jet wash area like they have at St. Martin.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So all the people can go sunbathe and then get blown away by jets.
I
ever seen those videos of St. Martin?
Yeah. I had that when original Fiji Island, when I owned that airport there, I made it where people could, the beach was right at the end of the runway. I wish I'd had somebody like you to create some scripts for me to blow, yeah, because I didn't have it at the time.
Push thing that'll push them.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah,
I might do that just for the fun of
it. Okay, thank you, Twister and Trans, for an awesome solo demo of the Blue Angels. Just a little taste of what you're going to see here over the weekend here. And so good. Very good timing, too. We've reached about our hour of podcast. And although we don't have any real set time limit, I always try to hold it to an hour. So anyway, let's go around for any closing comments. And AW, go ahead.
Well, I think this was a lot of fun to watch. I recommend anybody to come and check it out. It looked like it was a really nice vantage point sitting out in the grandstand, which is like one sim over. I don't know if you saw that on the video, but they got a nice grandstand there.
Yeah, I put the grandstand there on the video so people can see it. Yeah,
and then all you have to do is go up to the skybox.
Yep.
And see a huge collection of airplanes. So I'll be doing that.
Yeah. Yep. And then we've got some entertainment here. We'll let the folks, Blake, talk about the weekend one more time before we go here. Kyle, still with us?
Hey, I'm still here.
Okay.
I've been talking this whole time and my mic was not down.
Oh. I hate it when that happens. I do that quite often.
Yep. No, it's a great show. It's a nice little sneak peek into what we can expect this weekend. Come on out, and if you're in the wake of this storm, stay warm.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, I took the dog out at 6 a.m. this morning. It was 18 degrees Fahrenheit. And according to Alexa, that was the high temperature of the day.
Yeah, I think tomorrow we're going to barely get out of the single digits.
Yeah.
Not even.
Last time I checked,
now they're saying 18
to,
inches too total.
Right.
For a high estimate.
When I checked just before I came in the room here and shut the door for the podcast, it was down to like 10 degrees. So we've got a cold night coming up. Oh, my camera is going wonky here. Sorry about that.
Well, I got enough oil.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm on electric, so as long as the power don't go out, I'm okay. Blake.
Yes, sir.
Any comments?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I just want to follow what Kyle and what AW were saying. You definitely want to come out, check out this new facility, the new museum this weekend. If especially because there's over 120 aircraft here, including a couple of aircraft that you cannot buy in Second Life. They were one of a kind one-offs, and they are here at the museum. I also want to really quick point out the fact that the support to make this happen was because of Michael Huntsman and Robert Lowry in providing a place for the Museum of Naval Aviation. And it would not have been possible or made reality without these two individuals. So from everybody, and especially the curator, Jay Brightflame, we want to put it out there and say thank you, Mr. Huntsman and Mr. Lowry, for providing this place for all the teams to be, as well as this amazing collection of planes. I also want to say really quick that along with the museum, there's the airfield here, and the airfield is now home to several of Second Life's premier flight demonstration squadrons, including us, of course, the Blue Angels and Team Phoenix, and all the other amazing teams that are going to be here this weekend. So if you're listening, you're watching this podcast, you want to come out, check out the teams, come out and see their show. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be the roulettes today. There's going to be about 3 or 4 teams tomorrow, and then on Sunday. So entertainment, just like Luke said, it's fantastic. Come down. We're going to be waiting for you.
And guess what? It's all free. It don't cost you a dime. So yeah, very good. Metmez.
This podcast today, and with all the guests here and with the demonstration, the Blue Angels, this was a special podcast, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And speaking of that, we will be back at St. Aubrey, so make sure you clean the place up a little bit there, Metmez. Get the floor swept and all the trash picked up and everything. So you look good for
the name tags too. Then okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very good. So hey, we thank all of our guests for joining us here today. Had a nice crowd here, and we thank you for joining us. And of course, the podcast will be available to watch on demand here after it gets done rendering, probably in about a half hour or so. And I will trim it down a little bit with the beginning part and put AW's video back up there where people can watch that. Of course, it'll be part of this video as well. So, again, we do thank everyone for joining us, and we will be back. I haven't conferred with everybody, so I won't say for sure, but usually try to do these every 2 weeks. So, tentatively, we'll be back in 2 weeks at St. Aubrey. So, with that being said, I'm going to say so long and see you all next time.
Take care.
See you all. Thank you very much. Bye.
Take care, everyone.